Check, check. One, two, three. Are we back? Are we back? We are back. Welcome to the STL Hockey Fan Podcast. This is episode number 3. We are back. By we, I mean me, alone in a room, in silence, pretty much. Just talking to myself. Hope everybody is all well stocked up and prepared for Thanksgiving. Of course, for all those who celebrate. I know this year the wife and I have ditched the turkey and we are going strictly for a ham because ham is just better for all those who indulge in pork. So to kind of get things kicked off here, earlier today I was talking to my wife and I saw a profile on Facebook of a guy that I miss dearly. He's not dead, he's just so far away. But I had a very unfortunate slash fortunate day and night and next day with this guy, and it's kind of a ridiculous story. So I'm gonna tell this story as best I can with the kind of memory that I have. So if I remember everything correctly, the guy, we'll call him Jordan because that's his name. I believe the situation was it was his birthday around or on this day, and his mom had bought him blues tickets, and he could choose anybody. Me and him worked together at the time. We hung out all the time. We were really good friends. Played a little like run around street hockey on the tennis courts in Potosi, Missouri. Check that out. Actually, don't. It's an awful place. But anyways, he had basically chosen me to go to this game with him, and I was stoked. So what the plan was is I'm in, at the time, I believe, Potosi. I'm supposed to meet him, I would say 25-30 minutes away in Deloge, parking at a Jack in the Box. So I park at the Jack in the Box, I get into his car, we head up to the game. That's the plan. So that's what we do. We go up to the game, and I'm not going to remember this correctly either. I don't remember what year this was, but I remember it was the Blues versus the Boston Bruins, and I believe the Bruins were basically playing Malcolm Subban as their goalie, starting the game as like trade bait. Well, it ended up being a hell of a game because the Blues basically chased him out of the net in the first period. He was swapped out in the second period, but then he was put back in at the third, and the Blues obviously like locked it down. We actually had Subban for a little bit, but we won't get into that. So we have an awesome time. We have some beers, all of that good stuff, and whenever we go to leave, we realize it's been snowing a lot outside. I know it had to have been around February or so. It was snowing a lot. So his mom, again being the absolute saint that she is, decided to buy us hotel rooms. And so we crashed at the hotel, and what we did is whenever we woke up, we went everywhere before we went home. So we went to the mall. We went to random hockey store. I think we went to Wendy's to eat. I don't know, we went so many places, and then headed back down to the Jack in the Box where I park my car. So he parks next to the car. I open the door. I go to my car. I try to get my keys out of my pocket so that I can unlock my car, and I have no keys. I search every one of my pockets, and there's nothing there. I turn around as quickly as I can to stop him from leaving, and I catch him, and we search his whole car. We take his seats out. There's no keys. So this guy, it is absolutely incredible that he was so nice to do this for me. What we did is we literally went back everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Every single place that we went to, we went back. We went back to the hotel. We went back to the hockey store. We went back to the Wendy's. We went back to everywhere, the mall, everywhere. We went, and guys, we did not find those keys. He drove me back, and actually now I'm remembering I lived in Farmington, but he took me back, and I spend a lot of money to get new keys made for this friggin' car, and I drive it for about I think I drive it for about 2 weeks before I hit a deer and total the car anyways. So talk about your ultimate high of watching the Blues absolutely dominate the Bruins to an ultimate low of you can't use your car and it's not even at your house. And it had to get towed to my place. That was extra money. That guy actually followed the STL hockey fan page. So I think I'm going to reach out to him. I might try and get him on the podcast to talk about that day. But there you go. There's a little glimpse into my life. Moving along, we have some Blues news. Milan Lucic has been released from his PTO. You could kind of see this coming. I think that I was one of the people out there saying that Lucic was a good idea and that, Armstrong is great at giving second chances and all of this stuff. But I'll be honest, when I started to see him play, he wasn't great. Now, I didn't expect greatness. However, I expected something. But when people say he looks slow, guys, he looked so slow. Things started out with him coming to training camp. I think he played one game and immediately hurt himself again. I think it was a groin injury. He went ahead and played the next game, and then they took him out because he couldn't play through it. I think he was able to come back for one game, if I'm correct about that. And then you just kind of didn't hear anything about him anymore. After a while, the Blues ended up sending him down to the AHL, to the Thunderbirds, where he'd play and you'd kind of not hear about him anymore. And then now we're getting this news. I mean, it makes complete sense. Like honestly, if you man. Okay, so I am not the biggest fan of Texier. Um I'm I am glad that he as a player was released, if you will. Obviously him as a person, that kind of sucks for him. Even though even though I think Montreal is a good fit with him, being French and all. But I think if you can't get something out of a guy like Texier, who actually has some, speed and like agility and all of this stuff, um, then I don't think there's a reason you even attempt to bring up Milan Lucic. Maybe this was a way of Doug Armstrong simply simply trying to put a little bit of attention on Lucic so that other teams could look at him and see if they want to get him. I don't know, but the Lucic experiment is over, I guess. Other news here: Hunter Skinner was sent back down. Mailloux was brought back up. So that all makes perfect sense. Hunter Skinner, I don't want to say was never going to stay in the NHL, but like this just makes sense. Although I do want to see more of Hunter Skinner. I don't think there was a whole lot that he could have done as one individual to help the Blues win the game, or at least help the Blues not lose the game, that the one game that he played. So I don't know. I would really love to see more of him. I thought he was pretty tenacious, as Panger would say, a little guy with gumption. Although I don't really know how little he really is. I mean, he's a hockey player. He's probably a big dude. Now, Mayu, whenever he came back up, he did do some stuff. Okay, number 23 did some stuff. So he had 17 shifts in his response game. Um, he had 13 minutes 59 seconds on the ice. He had one shot, one block, and one hit. So if you ask me, what's I don't know. I was gonna say what's most important out of all that. With him being a defenseman, we'll go ahead and say the block. So good on him getting in front of a puck. The one hit, you know what I mean? Like I understand it's just one hit in an entire game of hockey, but like he's getting out there. He's trying to be aggressive and gritty. The only other D men with hits is Broberg with one, Pareko with one, and that's it. So give him some flowers, okay? Give him some confidence here. Unfortunately, he was a minus two, but and I think Monty said this, like the first goal, him and Fowler were out there for over 2 minutes. And like just hemmed in the zone, constantly defending, it's exhausting. So I don't know if I can really put that on them. They kept it out of the net that entire time until they thought they had a little bit of ice to get to the bench, and then they just ended up, a little short. Puck doesn't go as far as it needs to, and then boom, it's in the back of your net. And then Monty said that Mayu had nothing to do with the second goal. So in Monty, I trust. Speaking of letting goals in, the road trip, I don't know if you want to call it a success. They were 1, 1, and 2. So essentially, yeah, you got points in 3 of 4 games, but is that enough? I don't know. So I still think this is kind of the natural progression. All the games have been pretty close recently. So I think we'll start to see it kind of fold into the other side, um, where we're getting a little more offense and we're keeping top guys off the board from opposing teams and stuff like that. So I think we'll get there, but right now, yeah, it's hard to watch. 'Cause it's like there's no consistency. I definitely think there's more consistency than there was. 'Cause I said it on, the Blue Note fan report, with Guy and Justin during the game where you have games against Dallas and Edmonton where you're kinda lights out, and then you have games against Chicago and Detroit where, like, the lights are on, but nobody's home. Um So that's inconsistency. That's something that Doug Armstrong talked about when he started to kind of blow it up. Uh, if the games were closer, he said that there wouldn't have been as much urgency to try and get things going in a different direction. But the fact that like you would have an incredible game, but then the next game you would get blown out, uh, and it would continue in that pattern: win one, lose one, win one, lose one, but in dramatic fashion both ways. So I th- I think we're getting out of that from the first part of the season. I guess the first quarter, and we're getting into a more consistent game. Now, right now, I think it's consistent in the sense that it's close, but right now it's sometimes it's too close. So we're still on the losing half of that, but I think that it'll start to extend into the positive for us. If it doesn't, there's always McKenna. Now, today we're playing the Devils. This one's going to be a rough one, guys. Unless the Blues just absolutely dominate for some reason. This one's going to be either super close I don't know. We just played a team that's only 2 points over us and lost in regulation. So going against a team that is 14-7-1 right now, I just don't know. I just don't know, guys. You hope that it's a situation where like they can come together and really battle to, get some good offense and good defense, good goaltending, and just, demolish these guys. But if they do that, the next game is probably a flop. Right now, we just can't string wins together, and I'm worried that even if they, it's kind of like it's the trust is broken. You know what I mean? Like you don't know which Blues team you're gonna get. Yes, it's getting closer, and I think it's getting there. But right now, we're kind of in the middle where it can go either way. It's so close. So even if they do get these guys, if they take care of the Devils here in the next game, that's against Ottawa, they're 11-7-4. It's a day game. It's all the man, it's all the recipe for disaster right there. All the ingredients for disaster. But we still have to believe, at least I do, cuz I mean, what else am I going to watch? If I'm going to make a prediction here, I'm going to say Blues win, and that's already bold. Blues win in a shootout 3-2. And I think that's generous. And that's a pretty good stopping point. So I hope all of you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope you all eat as much as you possibly can. I hope that you are miserable and you take the most turkey sedated nap of your life. And I hope it's glorious. I thank all of you for joining the STL Hockey Fan Podcast. A little bit of time from your day to sit here and listen to me ramble by myself. Make sure you follow, rate it at 5 stars if you feel it deserves 5 stars. If it doesn't, do it anyways. What does it matter to you? All right, I'll quit rambling. I love you guys. Let's go, Blues.